Singapore, offenders who assault police officers in serious cases may face jail terms of up to 7 years and caning, as the High Court unveiled a new sentencing framework that seeks to stiffen penalties in the wake of a spate of cop abuse. There have been 688 cases of physical hurt against the cops in 3 years, and the court said the new framework is meant to reflect public outrage against such abuse as well as protect police officers. The court issued a 3-category framework in decision grounds on Wednesday, explaining why it increased by 10 times the 1-week jail term of a drunkard who slapped a police officer in April last year. Noting that police officers were often the target in cases prosecuted under the relevant Section 332 of the Penal Code, the framework provides for punishments that range from a fine to up to 7 years jail. The move towards stiffer terms comes at a time when sentencing trends show offenders can generally expect a jail term of 3 months where there are no aggravating factors, and higher terms of 6 to 12 months jail for aggravated offenses. The court, noting that police officers often find themselves in dangerous situations, cited data which showed there has been a steady increase in the total number of cases of physical hurt and verbal abuse from 2014 to 2016 against SPF and Home Team officers. Attacks against police officers can have several undesirable consequences at a societal level, wrote Judge of Appeal Tay Yong Kwong. All these issues are compounded by the increasingly complex and uncertain security environment with which modern-day policing is presented in a densely populated country, where emergency situations could arise at any time with dire consequences to the public, he added, writing on the court's behalf. Under the guidelines, where the offense involves lesser harm and lower culpability, the sentence band will range from a fine to up to a year's jail, depending on the circumstances of the case. Where the offense falls into the second category, which involves either greater harm and lower culpability or vice versa, then the punishment will range between 1 and 3 years jail. But where there is both greater harm and higher culpability, the sentence will range between 3 and 7 years jail, which falls into the third category. The court also made clear that caning would generally be justified for offenses that fall within the third category, such as where inordinate violence is shown, and even in some cases in the second category. The harm would refer to the extent of the hurt to a particular police officer and the consequences to the police in general, while the degree of culpability would be measured chiefly in relation to the manner and motivation of the offender's involvement in the criminal act, said Judge of Appeal Tay. The court, comprising Chief Justice Sundaresh Menon, Judge of Appeal Tay and Justice C. Ki-eun, said that the proposed sentencing framework seeks only to clarify and rationalize the existing state of the law and not to alter it. The sentencing framework also seeks to utilize the full range of sentences prescribed by law.